Welcome to Michelle's Opinions.
Hi guys. My husband's on his laptop. I'm sorry about the loop. He's got to mute his computer. So, anyways, hi guys. I've been gone for a little while. And I know that you guys have been praying and helping and doing everything that you can. Let me pull up where I can see the chat on the home page, and we'll get things going. I'm a little rusty. I've only been gone a week. Oh my gosh. Let's see. There we go. Uh-oh. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Did you guys hear the intro and everything okay? Did it loop for you? If it did, I'm really, really sorry. It's been a very eventful week, and I've done a few videos for you guys, giving you some updates on what was going on. And when I got there, the surgery for my mom, which was supposed to be a maximum of 3 hours. By the way, my sound coming through too much, or my mom turn it down, which was supposed to be, the surgery ended up taking, instead of 3 hours, it was 4.5 hours. They went in to remove a hiatal hernia, and what had happened is, they went in laparoscopic, and they started at the hernia, which is a hernia that is at the base of your esophagus, like sits on top of your lungs and your stomach and your heart, right at the end of your esophagus. And then they follow it because it broke out of its area and made what they call like little fatty tumors. They're not cancerous, but it had broken out and it went all the way down into her tummy and had pushed her intestines up. So she only had like half the capacity of her stomach. Her heart, her lungs, half capacity because everything was shoved up. So it took her a lot longer. She was under anesthetic for a very, very long time, which anybody that's been through that knows that that is a tough ordeal on your body in itself. So first day, when she got out of the surgery, she didn't have very good color, was not feeling very good. At first, did not like the morphine, constant headaches, so was trying to go without any pain relief because they put you on that little button thing. But the second day, they changed that for her, and that helped out quite a bit. She's on a liquid diet. Well, she was on a liquid diet, so all she would have was broths, waters, clear juices, and things like that. So any kind of medication, they had to squish it, and stir it up into something, and then she had to drink it. Well, as you guys know, you knew that we were going in for this, and that this was going to happen. So you guys started, with the healing energy and reinforcement. I want to talk about, what I witnessed, what I felt, what I saw with my own two eyes, on all of the stuff that happened this week. It's absolutely amazing, and I know you guys, my gratitude for everything that you guys did with prayers, meditation, healing energy, had a huge impact on what was going on in this situation, because my uncle, the same day that my mother went in for her surgery, he was in ER at a hospital over an hour away from where my mother was, and found out that his appendix was perforated, and it was pumping poison into his bloodstream. Found out that his appendix was perforated, and it was pumping, I'm echoing, into his bloodstream. Found out that his appendix was better. I'm echoing. kind of an echo. It does that with those, because I have the desktop going to take calls. It sometimes does that echo. I can turn that off. Because I have the desktop going to take calls. It sometimes does that echo. I can turn that off. Tell me how that is for you guys. I turned one of the desktop audios off. You read. Tell me how that is for you guys. I turned one of the better? Okay. So there goes my uncle and he's my mom's older brother. Okay. So there he goes into another hospital, into the ER, because he was up all night, and this had been causing him problems for over 5 months. And he was having some problems. You know, when you don't get sleep, weird things happen. Your mind does weird things, and it's just not good. So, you know, when you don't get sleep, he was on blood thinners. So they had to get the blood thinners enough out of his system before they could take it out. So a little after midnight, he went into his surgery. Well, I started getting impacted with this horrible heartburn. Like, it felt like I was having a heart attack. And I mean, there was nothing I could do for it. I went back to my mom and dad's place and chowed down on some Tums. This was the third day out from my mom's surgery, the day that she came home from the hospital. I went and I laid down. I ended up falling asleep. When I got up, I got dizzy, like I wasn't there, but there because the phone was ringing. And then it was my mom calling that she was on her way home. So, you know, really good news. Well, the next day I had that same weird thing happen at the same time. Well, I didn't know that those were the symptoms that my uncle was suffering. And I'm learning, just like you guys are daily, that, you know, there's some people when you're a healer or an empath, and like Reiki workers will understand this, that when they're removing things, or they basically are taking it onto themselves and then regenerating that energy and sending it back out in a positive way, you know, kind of like we talk about giving energy that hug and that kiss and sending it out to do something different rather than something bad. And we're learning daily about this stuff. The things that I saw, the miracles I saw, when you're talking about, you know, 75 to, you know, 80-year-old people recovering as quickly, you know, and getting up on their feet, with having both of them having major surgeries. My mom's, you know, 4.5 hours long. I mean, I started stroking out. I mean, I was really bothering the people at the desk. I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? Like every 15 minutes, I wanted to know what's going on, what's taking so long. But that's what was taking so long. And I'm glad he was a patient surgeon and that he went all the way to the bottom and removed it, because it's going to change your life. Now, in the meantime, my parents are both very camera shy. But just for you guys, I got a couple clips of them. And these were taken this morning before I left. They're not very long. But let me show you guys my mom first. Hang on a second. Let me move her back up. Let me know, you guys, if you can hear everything okay. I'm hoping so, because I turned that desktop off. Let me know, you guys, if you can hear everything. Hey guys, there's Mom.
Hello.
Doesn't she look beautiful?
Yeah, right.
Wow. She's really been through it this week. I'm heading home. She looks absolutely fabulous. You should have seen her 4 days ago. Oh.
I was probably out then.
Yeah, you were on the happy juice. That good old happy juice. All right. I'm going to give guys a little clip of my dad helping me pack up and head home, and I'll see you guys later. Okay, I heard the sound coming through my computer, so I just muted that. That might help you guys with the echo also. Now, here's the one I got of my dad.
Hey guys, this is my dad. We've been working our tookuses off. By the way, my uncle's home too. He's doing pretty well. Thank you guys for all your prayers, healing energy, and this is my awesome dad.
Hi there. Cheese?
Peace. Those are my parents, you guys. They are wonderful and beautiful people. And as you can see, my mom looks fantastic. She just had her surgery on Tuesday, and today's Saturday. And I asked her if I could do a little video clip. She looked absolutely great without any makeup on, but she's like, "Let me put some makeup on," and she just looks absolutely wonderful. And it's through my friends I feel that were holding me up, because if you noticed in the videos, I looked very tired and wore out, but the patients looked great and were healing at such a rapid rate. I'm trying to, learn how this all works. I know that we're quantumly entangled, and that, some are healers, we all have our different gifts and our different skills, but all of us contributing, can help each other out. I mean, it's just wonderful. So when empaths are feeling pains and things like that going on in their body, it could be that they're actually feeling something that's going on within somebody that is very close linked in their circle, that they're attached to in their flower of life, that's going on with them that they may not be telling us about. So, food for thought. But yeah, those are my parents. I love them so much, and I would not have come home if her fever had not broke, which it did, and that she was standing up on her own, and just absolutely wonderful. Now, we went last night to check on my uncle. Now remember, I had these really weird symptoms, extreme heartburn. I thought I was having a heart attack. I thought when I was going to get my car, when they were going to get my car, that they were not going to let me leave. I thought they were going to take me back in because I couldn't breathe. It was like, I've never had a heartburn like that before, indigestion. It felt like I was having a heart attack. I couldn't breathe, and just everything was just burning and a sharp pain, and I was like, what the heck is this? Well, last night, my dad and I went and checked on my uncle, and guess what he described? Those exact pains. Now, although I was there in the proximity of my mom normally takes care of him as he's been having some problems. Her worries were on him. I'm linked in with her, so anything she's linked in, it's like we're all linked in, so for me to be affected by it, all it did was collaborate my theory on what was going on between my mom and I, and what was going on, with the link that she has with her uncle, as we are all tied in together. And he confirmed every feeling that I had was going on with him, which constituted for his daughter to take him to the ER, which he got his appendix removed. Now, after I heard he had a nurse and I saw that his daughter was there, I disengaged. I felt myself disengage when I was at his house last night. Lo and behold, 2 a.m., it all came back on him again. I don't really know what to think about that, but, they looked it up and said it's a 0.006% chance that if you're on extended medication for heartburn, that you can have this kind of a recurrence happen, but it will go away. So I may have disengaged a little too quick on him, but I don't want my mom going into relapse, so I'm still linked,
I'm sure you guys understand what I'm saying. I'm still linked because it doesn't matter where we're at. I was sitting in her room, which, of course, the vicinity made it much easier. But even though I'm home, I'm still linked in. I can tell you when she's tired. I can tell you, what's going on with her. I can tell you she's got a headache. I've got a headache. So, she's got a little headache. So, is it still echoing? It only does it after I play those little snippets. Yeah, I have to leave that desktop. Oh, I know what I can do. Hold on. I can mute that one. I can mute that one. Is that better? Is that better, guys? Because I muted. It's not in stereo anymore. You're not going to be able to hear it in stereo. Okay. Anyways, also, I've started a new project. I talked about it a little bit while I was gone, but I really haven't had time. I'm going to dive into it and figure it all out there. So, people that help support the channel and the growth of the channel, there's with the Patreon. If you guys are aware of Patreon and how it works, send me some emails. But the links are down below, and I think that it's kind of a better way to manage your funds. And I wanted to say a huge thank you to so I think it's Pretty Coffee, for the nice donation that she made a few weeks back. I did get it, and I do appreciate it very, very much. But I think that with Patreon, the fees are less, and it's a little easier to manage your funds. Fees are less on the person. Like, I made a PayPal contribution to people, and it costs us money to make the donation. And then it also costs the money of the receiver. So there's a lot of fees involved. Where Patreon, it's very minimal fees, and it sets it up on a monthly thing. So let's say you wanted to donate $20. Well, you could set that up as a 4-month, $5 a month, because I've set my minimum at $5. I went as low as it would go. So because I want everybody to be a part, and we'll be doing some special things over there, but we'll get more into that. I have a guest that's going to come on, and we're going to work together, but not together. I mean, we're going to do certain things together where her Patreons and my Patreons will come, but then she's got separate stuff she's going to be doing with hers, and so will I with mine. But I'm still going to be, everything's going back into here to expand the family, for us to share what we know, get better equipment. Got some really crazy ideas, you guys. It's gonna be kind of funny and fun. I want to provoke thought, and I want to provoke thought in people. And my husband swears I'm gonna get punched, but I said no. You'll be holding the camera. They'll punch you. Since he's saying they'll punch me, no, I think they'll punch him now because he said it, right? Isn't that how it works? I think that's how it works. Okay. 20 minutes in, and I am willing to open up the phone lines. What I want to try to do is people that are not in the country to call in through, I left it, I shut down Facebook. I shut down all that stuff so there's not extra stuff running in the background. But if they call in through there, I think I could pipe it in because it'll come through just like those snippets that I played for you of my mom and dad, and their voice will come in and we'll be able to have a conversation. So I hope that takes care of the problem of being out of the country, because I want this to be available to everyone free. I know, in the U.S. we have free nights and weekends, anywhere in the United States, and free evenings on our cell phone plans and stuff like that. But I want to try and make this, is because apparently on the Google Voice, you actually have to have credits on there to make a out of the country call. The out of country code is 001, so where it says 1 but 00 in front of it. Or if you're on the Facebook platform that we've been building up, then contact me through there, and if I don't answer, I will see that you called, and then I will call you back through that way and bring you on. So let me pull up the phone number and turn the phone lines on, and you guys tell me what you think about this amazing discovery. I'm thinking it's a theory, and it needs more investigation, but a lot of times I truly feel that empaths are picking up what is going on with their loved ones, not understanding where it's coming from. I've had this happen a few times. My daughter has been sick. All of a sudden, I'm not feeling well. I don't know what the heck is going on. She pops over here, tells me what's going on with her, and I'm like, aha, and then we learn how to transmute it and send it out with a hug and a kiss. And a lot of it has to do with grounding, and we need to know what to do with that energy once we take it in, because we're almost taking it on upon ourselves, and we need to know what to do with it once we've got it and they're relieved. Okay? All right, let me turn the phone lines on and get the thing going. And I don't have Facebook up, so you'll have to give me 1 minute to pull that up. Yeah, what do I want here? We want the phone number. We want to get rid of my mug. Okay, got the phone number. Now, let's see, I've got to get into my Google Hangouts. Okay, and open up Facebook. Let me know if it drags the system down too, guys. I normally shut all this stuff down for you guys, so you don't have to deal with it. Okay, I'm going to try and call you. I turned off all of those. They may not be able to hear you. I'm going to have to hold on a second, LiAhRa. Hello. Can you hear me? It's trying to connect. And we're going to do no camera, microphone only.
Hello.
Can you hear me? Okay, now what I need to know is, can the audience hear you? Because I turned off all the desktop.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. What I want to know is if they can hear you, because I turned off the desktops.
Misty Wells, anybody? Can you give me a thumbs up? Hello, everybody.
You guys, can you hear LiAhRa?
Misty can hear me.
Can hear nothing. Yes, hear both. Oh, wonderful. They can hear you.
Oh, cool.
It works.
Yeah.
Yay.
Right,
we figured out how to do it long distance.
I could talk to you about all this empath stuff, because obviously I am one.
Yes.
And I know what we do when we're around people. I avoid hospitals with like the plague.
Yes,
but I can see why. One. See, we observe as we walk, being light channels, we will take in as much as we can of all the illness and darkness, and the only way to clear it is through your own bodily system. So you take it inside you, it goes through all your digestive system, you usually end up running to the loo, throwing up, being sick, diarrhea, the whole lot, until you've purged it. But when you've purged it, because it's been in you and you're a light bearer and you've got high vibration, you're transmuting that through your own physical body. Mm-hmm. So it's like now, there's a lot going on the planet. I've done nothing but sit on the toilet most of the day, to be honest, and I've been feeling sick all week. But because I'm purging as a grid worker, not just for my area, but for quite a wide area, but individually we will be going into places, and we'll just go, and I'll take a little bit of this, I'll take a little bit of that, and you just basically taking a rock off somebody's back and you're purging it for them because they've got enough to carry.
Right. And that's the thing that we need to learn, is to ground out. And because I had to get out when I was having that heart. Now I know that there's other problems going on still with Mom because I'm having them myself, but she's getting better because I can feel the lighterness of it coming
so
about.
You can't do it all for them, and this is what healers shouldn't try to do. You shouldn't try and do it all for them, but you should take as much of that off them so they can heal themselves, but you've taken a majority of it because you're stronger.
Yes, and younger, and
younger and fitter, and know what you're doing with the energy.
Yes. And then what I found is that people that are linked with me, like my husband, then he started having car problems and things that were happening with things. So, if he's connected with me, we're all connected in some way or another. But if you don't know what to do or how to ground it out or how to, balance yourself back, I tell you, when I got up in that dizzy spell from after having that was my uncle. And that's because she was linked in with him. So worried about him, and I was linked with her, and it was like link, and you're right. I only could take what I could bear, and then I had to get away, isolate, solitude, and then back at it again. And when I was around it, I don't know if you watched my little videos, I looked exhausted. I just looked exhausted, and then you see me tonight, I'm away, I'm still handling it, but I look better. I feel better.
Yeah. Well, that's what you do for your family and the people that you love.
Of course.
And when you get bigger and stronger at that, and your family start healing, then you can do the people in your area around you, in your neighbourhood, and then you can do a bigger area and a bigger area until you're basically doing as much as you can. That's why when I say I'm busy, I'm doing grid work, I'm outside in the grid, literally taking as much of the shit while people are sleeping off them.
And there was
healing,
a lot
less.
There was so many people in so much pain. I was surrounded by it. It was swirling around me. So
it's awful when you go into hospitals. When my auntie was sick a couple of years ago, basically we got called in because the doctors have said, you come and say goodbye to your auntie. I walked in, and obviously she's in the ward with the terminals, and I just looked at her and I scanned her and I said, she's got a water infection. And I said, it's gone to her brain, because when your kidneys start shutting down to a water infection, it can make you seem like you're going senile and losing the plot. And I just said to my mum, listen to me, please, she's not dying. She's got a water infection and it's affecting her brain. Tell the doctors to recheck. And because they know me and what I'm about, my mum and my cousin basically got another doctor to check, and I was spot on right about what was wrong with her. But while I was stood there, all the other patients, I could see the angels and the higher selves next to them going, can you come over? And it's like, I'd be there all day. I've come to do my auntie, and that they've got their own angels and their own healers who will come and help them. But you just feel sometimes overwhelmed that, oh my God, there's so many people need your help here, and there's only one of me.
Right. And see, I was trying to link with her, and she was linking with him, and I think that's how I got stuck in that conundrum. But I was okay because I dealt with it. But and you're right, we're all doing that, but I'm telling you, everybody that has been sending me healing and the strength, it helped the manifestation of her healing and getting better and up on her feet so quickly. This was a major surgery. She was out for 4.5 hours under anesthetic. That takes days to overcome in itself. People get nauseous and sick from anesthetics, and and my uncle, his surgery was 1.5 hours. Now that's a big difference. When you're out for 4 hours plus, he's like a zombie, and from one day to the next, she looked like a whole different person. But then I started having the symptoms. As she became more aware, I had the symptoms from him, because as she became more aware, she became more worried about him.
See, I'm getting right now, because I don't get words in my head, I just images. I'm just seeing bog off, which in England means buy one get one free. So my team was saying, why do one when we can heal both?
Right, while you're here.
From the family, while we're here, we'll do both of them at the same time.
Yep. let's get them lined out, because I really love and treasure my family. They are, and I love and treasure each and every person that I'm coming across here. I feel like everybody here's my family too, and I don't want anything to happen to anybody, and if there's things we can do about it, but we're learning, and we need to learn how to. I think the biggest part of what we need to learn how to do is what to do with it once we've picked it up. Once you pick that mantle up, you've got to know how to set it back down and release it. You can't carry it.
Exactly. If you don't, you will end up, you will end up sat on the toilet, believe me, because when you've got this in you, that you've got to purge it, and purging means it's got to go through your bodily system. It will come out your skin, your sweat, you will go to the loo for wheeze a lot, you will go to the loo for the other stuff a lot, you'll sneeze, you'll cry. Any way you can to get rid of this out of your body, it's got to come out. It's got to come out in 3D. You can't just do it all in the ether.
Yeah, I think that's what was going on with the cars. Even my dad and my husband simultaneously this morning, that he broke the trunk lid on his car because he's got some responsibility.
His car lid went like that. I'll send you the photograph later. His
today?
Car lid broke. No, what day is it today? I can't even think what day.
I don't know.
It might have
the
been
4th.
Today. It might have been yesterday. They all roll into one at the minute.
I know, and my
I've not slept
husband's battery died.
I've been working solid, so.
His battery died the other day, and this was when the transfer. I felt that transfer over where I felt that weird heartburn. It was terrible. Thought I was having a heart attack. And I had to leave the hospital, and then I went back to my parents and chowed down on some Tums, and I ended up laying down. Then the phone rang, and I'm telling you, it was like I was dizzy, like I was like zoom, like shifting right back to where I'm supposed to be at. Like I was, I don't know, relining myself back up. It was a weird feeling of it was a.
My daughter
not like
phoned
you got
me the
up
other
too
day.
fast.
She's been the same in Bournemouth, and she's been told by a doctor to go and get an MRI scan. And I said, Sophie, it's just the energy.
It's the energy.
Don't worry about
absolutely the energy. Because and then when my mom came home, she needed a lot of help. Well, I was picking it up, but she was home with me, so I couldn't. But I would go out back, or I would go outside and have my cigarette and spend a little bit of time. And they've got pebbles, these rocks in the backyard, at their park that they live in. So I would just go out there and stand on the pebbles and just kind of try to flush it out. And that's when I was making those little clips for you guys. But I was sweating a lot. I was having my eyes were all puffy. I was exhausted. It's a lot of work, and you do have to be strong enough to do it. You have to have that inner strength to know how to dispose of it, because if you take it all on, then you take something else on, you take something else on, you take something else on, you're not going to be worth a darn to anybody. Okay.
I've sent you that picture. See, it's Saturday what day is it? It's Sunday now because it's gone past midnight. So it was Friday that happened to him with the car.
Oh, I'll look at it when we get off.
But he has really bad Crohn's, and seems to every time he's getting a flare up, he's getting one at the minute. It's every time the energy comes really bad, he's going, "Oh, my Crohn's is flared up," and I've been trying to tell him it's to do with the energy. He's sensitive like me, but.
And I wonder how many people that get diagnosed with fibromyalgia, right? Because they have all these different things flare up on them. I wonder how many of them are walking past people and absorbing that onto themselves, and their body is pushing it out, so that one will be gone, and then it'll pop up somewhere else, and the doctors don't know how to diagnose it because it's always something different. So then they say, "Oh, well, you've got fibromyalgia." Just
exactly. I don't think the doctors know exactly what's going on. Obviously, some people are ill, but as we all know, illness is just dis-ease. You're not at ease with yourself. But when all this energy is up in flux and it's going through your body system, and then you can diagnose it in 3D. And it's not just the old stuff. It is like, oh, you've got my daughter's got a trapped nerve, but the energy's not flowing through her properly. So she's getting a build-up of energy because it's not going through. And these doctors just really need to go and take some sort of recce course. I really think they do.
And guys, if you're wondering who is on the phone, this is LiAhRa, and so that way you know who we're talking to. And she does grid work for a living, and so and if you are in the group, in the family group, I will take you can, obviously we figured it out, we can do through Messenger, no cost, and you can call in. So just wanted to make sure everybody knew. You got any okay, she's planning on coming on sometime this week, so we're gonna get I'll set that up where you'll see both of our faces, and we're gonna do oh no, not another one of those. But we've got some stuff that we want to share, and then with the Patreon stuff. But somebody did bring up that, does this have anything to do with like the planets, the planetary alignments and stuff?
World. She was the call I had before I came on with you.
Okay.
We had some business to take care of with some attachments. We'll just say for people why I closed my groups down. If people want to know why I closed my 2 groups down, they were infiltrated. And I got the message, close them down while we sort out.
And I want to talk. I'll talk to you off air about that, because there's something amok going on too that I wanted to talk to you about. So if you're not, it's like this though, guys. If you're in the group and you know somebody that would be a good fit, everybody's welcome to invite people. So when we get strangers just friend requesting us, we don't know who's referring them, where they're coming from.
Exactly.
So we may have to put some things in place where if I don't know you from before, or I don't recognize any of your friends or something, I just can't do it.
Well, I'm going to add Misty World. I've known her for 10 years. She's part of Team Light UK.
Well, you
she's been my star sister for a long time.
I heard you're a freaking administrator in there. You can put in there whoever you want.
Well,
I trust you.
I'm just going to ask her right now as she's listening. Misty, are you coming in the group? She's part of Team Light, and she's absolutely brilliant. And I'm trying to get her to come forward a bit more with her artwork and what she does as well.
Nice, because there we
calling
want everybody.
You out there, Misty.
Everybody there's to share what they know, so everybody else and all of us included can listen and grow. There's something to learn from each and every one of us. But yeah, there's something going on with those rooms, and
oh yes.
So
but for somebody out of these groups to private message me with a message and then actually go and physically contact my friend is not a very good idea to do.
No, it's not. Oh my gosh, you know what? I forgot to turn the phone ringer on. There. I turned the ringer on because it doesn't matter if she's on the line or not. I think she can be on and a call can come through. So there's the phone number's up, and I just turned the ringer on. I'm so sorry, you guys.
Can we both stay on while they call then?
I think so, because you're coming.
Cool.
You're piped on through Facebook. So
yeah. My groups will be open when I've sorted out their infiltration.
Yes, yeah.
After the Lionsgate, when we've roared a little bit.
Okay, so you've just archived them for the moment until you get some of this cleaned up, and you've got quite a substantial amount of people in there to go through.
Yeah,
on who's
I was
good and
followed
who's not.
over to on Stella as well by these people, so.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll talk about this privately, but let everybody know they're terrified of what's happening on Tuesday because they need to hitch a ride and they're not getting one, I'm afraid.
Well, what's happening on Tuesday that they're so terrified of?
The Lionsgate.
Okay, please.
The Lionsgate
very busy.
An opening between Sirius Star and R Star, and it's an energetic portal. It's like a marker. It's like if you're going to put a flag somewhere in time. This is one. The eclipse was a little opening, like putting the key in the latch and turning. The doors ajar. We've got all our security at the door checking names on the list. There's some people getting access all areas, and there's some people aren't on the list, let's say.
And they're trying to get a piggyback ride.
They're trying to get in on the guest list, yes. And I'm not saying that is awful, but some of us have actually done our work, and some of us are going to have to go back to, what do you have in America? Summer school.
Summer school. Or repeat
Take
a grade.
A few more lessons. They didn't pass, I'm afraid. They've got to go back and start again.
Well, and you kind of know when you pass, because then something else opens up, another door opens up. When you get through something new comes on, and then you learn about it, and then something new opens up, and then you learn about it. So that was one of the things I've talked about several times, is that confused me in the Bible, because it said, to one is given this and to another is given that. Well, I've been given multiple gifts, and I was like, okay, wait. Even my husband and I, we were a little tripped out about, why am I operating in a few of these gifts simultaneously? And as times went on, more and more have opened up. But that was a huge stumbling block for me with, being raised a Christian, where it was saying you get one or the other. You don't get more than one, or you know what I'm saying? So, but now I realize that is not the case. Okay, we've got DarlaDawn. And you're on Michelle's Opinions with LiAhRa and Michelle. How are you today?
Hi, Michelle. Hi, LiAhRa. I'm good. This is Darla.
Hi. Can you hear her, LiAhRa?
How are you?
No, not yet.
You cannot hear her. Okay.
Hi, Darla.
Okay, Darla, can you hear LiAhRa?
No, actually, I can hear you, but I can't hear her.
I guess because you're both piped through my mic. Okay. So, I can hold a conversation with both of you, but I'll have to, if you have questions and stuff, But since you both can hear me, you'll know when I'm talking to one or the other, or if somebody in the chat has a question for one or the other. Darla, what's been going on with you since the last time we talked?
The night after I spoke with you, it might have even been that night, I had a dream that I looked in the mirror and my eyes appeared swollen, and then my face morphed into an extraterrestrial face. And I looked it up, and I think it was an Arcturian, but I don't know, because it's the first time it ever happened. And I thought of you because I just talked to you about talking about dreams. But my face literally morphed into an extraterrestrial face.
Well, LiAhRa, she's just told me that after our last conversation last week, we were talking about dreams, and she actually wanted us to come on as a guest to talk about dreams. That she had a very, I'm assuming, vivid and lucid dream where you were able to see it in color. Was it in color, Darla?
I think it was in color.
Okay. When in color, where she looked into the mirror and watched her face morph into, you said an Arcturian alien?
It was an extraterrestrial, and when I looked up what different aliens look like, it looked like a Arcturian, ET, transdimensional being.
A transdimensional being that looked, when she looked it up to look up which kind it was an Arcturian. Is the closest match to what she's seen. So what do you think about that?
Sorry, I'm just turning my mic back on. I turned my mic off and then unmuted. Oh, it's getting confusing. We're going to have to learn how to do these hangout things where we can all
talk
look at each
together.
Other and do it live.
Yeah, but
it was so can you repeat it again? She saw herself merging to...
She looked in the mirror in a dream. It was in color. And when she looked into the mirror, her face it swelled up and then morphed into an ET. And then when she looked into it, the closest one that looked like what she turned into was an Arcturian.
Arcturian, so you like purpley blue.
Perky blue.
Purpley blue.
Oh, purpley blue.
Oh, it was actually
because sometimes I think
hold on
physical, if you look in a mirror, you can see your higher selves of what your true face looks like. And if you're doing it in dream time, it's so because you want to look what you look like in the astral.
Oh, okay. Well, LiAhRa is saying that when you're doing it in dream time, you look in the mirror, you want to see what you look like in the etheric. And she asked if you like purpley greens, purpley blues. I'm sorry. colors. So
Colors? I love purpley blue colors.
she says she loves those colors. That's great. So so you had yourself an experience basically after you came on here on the chat on our live talking show. Oh, I better turn the ringer off. It's just in case somebody else tries to call in, because you know what, this is really hard for me to juggle both of you when I know you both can't hear each other.
I'm gonna listen to you on my
I'm
phone.
not going to keep you. I'm going to let you guys get back to your conversation. There was one thing that you touched on before I hang up with you.
Hang on, LiAhRa, I'll call you back on your Facebook when I'm done with Darla.
Cool, yeah.
No, I was going to hang up and let you guys talk.
She's accessible very quickly. I want to hear what you have to say, Darla. She can't monopolize. We're going to do a whole show together. Well, so are we, but you know.
Oh, I didn't want to interrupt.
You're not interrupting. It's a call-in show for everybody.
Right, well, I'll just ask you really quick, and I would be curious
She's probably already gone,
thinks about
so
this too.
Just go on. And this way she can actually hear you, because she can turn her computer up and she can hear what you're saying. It's better for her this way.
Yeah, hopefully LiAhRa can answer too. I'm curious. So, have you heard of this guy's YouTube channel called The Global Witness?
No, I have not.
Okay. I think I was guided to it today. I just came across it today, and he talks about, now I've always been a bit fearful of the Bible because when I was a kid it gave me nightmares. And he talks about how everyone should have a copy, and this is no disrespect to Christians at all, but a lot of Christians believe, so there's, the enemy has put certain things in the Bible as well as actual, like I guess what's in red is really supposed to be pretty true, and that Christ, not Jesus, but Christ.
Christ consciousness.
Yes. Issue, I think, was one of his original name. Mm-hmm. He does speak in there, and if you know how to read it, you can not be fooled by the evil things. So like Constantine, they've manipulated the Bible, but there is also very much truth in there from Christ, and how he talks about, it was very interesting. I'm not doing it any justice because I just came across it today. Mm-hmm. And he talks about how basically it was I don't know if I should say this because it might offend people, but there was, he considers what the people did to him on the cross to be a blood sacrifice and to be from Satan, and that a lot of people are unknowingly really worshiping Satan, and that Christ, the Father, God, doesn't really require blood sacrifices, but there's more to it. I'm really doing it no justice. I would highly recommend looking at, because he speaks from the Bible, but then he'll take the words and show you what Christ is really saying and meaning, and then kind of point out, but not really. He lets you figure it out on your own too. So he doesn't really, you know how a lot of people tell you this is how to think, this is what this means. He'll read it to you and he'll help you kind of discern it, but that it's so confusing. But he's making me want to read the Bible, actually.
Well, good, and you should read it with spiritual eyes. But if you're really wanting some authentic guidance through that, there's a man, his handle is like the Christian whistleblower, Jeff Dougherty, and he was a pastor for many, many years until his eyes popped open. And now he's very clear in his speak, and he explains how everything's been flipped backwards and upside down, and you're right. God doesn't require anything of us. God is unconditional love and unconditional forgiveness. So if you're unconditional love and forgiveness, what would you require of your creation? You don't create something so it'll worship you. That's ego.
Right.
So,
and he says that the Christians who are actually defending him, like, if you really believe what you're saying and really believe what you're reading, then they would know that Christ doesn't need to be defended.
No, he doesn't, and and he never meant to be worshipped. He was trying to show people freedom, trying to teach them who and what they are. So, Yeah, if you're benefiting from this guy, go for it. I use the
I
Bible as a
just
tool
came
to get me
across
through.
him today. I would love to know your opinion if you ever get a chance to look at what he shares. It's called The Global Witness, and let me know. I don't know a lot about the Bible. Like I said, I tried to read it as a kid, and I dreamt that a snake came out of a tree and picked my mom up and strangled her, and then I dreamt that they were going to baptize me, and there was a crocodile in there, and then I dreamt that the church I was in was filling with water, and I was going to drown. So I stopped trying to read it.
Oh my goodness. Well,
yes, it
was more like
me
a
as
horror
kid.
story.
It really scared
Well,
me.
because you didn't have the eyes to see it. Actually, when I read the Bible now, and I don't know if this will help you at all, but when I read the Bible now, I look at it as our transformation, our refinement period. As LiAhRa was just talking about, we all have to do our own work. Nobody can do anything for us. We have to do it ourselves, and we have to want to. But in there, it shows how we go through one type, and it's almost like two gods. You've got the unconditional, all forgiveness God at the end, and you got this wrathful, wanting, bowing, scraping, and blood sacrifices in the beginning, right? So we go from one stage, and I just did a show on this. It's called Beast System, and it talks about the different portions of our lives that we go through, and of remembering who and what we are. And the Bible could be a wonderful tool of self-discovery if you use it for that. If you realize that it is not meant to be a book worshipped, but it's actually supposed to be a schoolmaster to help you become aware of your own actions, take responsibility for them, learn to love unconditionally, forgive. Automatically, when you love somebody unconditionally, forgiveness comes right along with it, because if there's no conditions, it means no conditions. And that's what Christ was talking about. And he rebuked the church. He rebuked the Sadducees and Pharisees. He didn't want anything to do with any of that. So if there's anything that I would recommend that you do read in the Bible, is the red letter words, the ones that Christ said himself. And you'll see
Which one do I start with, the Old Testament or the New Testament? And do they both have red letters?
No, the red letters are when Christ was walking the earth, and that's in the New Testament. So you'll find those in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and you got to realize that those are four of the people. Well, actually, Luke, I think Luke was the physician that went with Paul, but it doesn't matter. You got to realize that what you're looking at there is four different perspectives of how they viewed their time with Christ. So they're a little bit repetitive, but you can see there's a slight angle to it because they had their own perception, so to speak. But read the red letters, and
This guy said the exact same thing. If you read anything, read what is written in red, and that not everybody will have the eyes to see and the ears to hear, and so that makes me nervous. I'm like, will I have the eyes to see?
Yes.
And to think with your heart.
If you're seeking truth, you'll find it. Yeah.
Well, when you read it, do you see where the false agenda or the matrix, the evildoers, do you see where they're putting in their words?
Their
Can you
control,
pick up on that?
Their control system?
Yeah, do you notice that? Are you able to see in the areas where they've influenced the Bible?
It's very easy to discern the lying pen of the scribe. Okay?
Okay.
You can tell if it's a control system. If they're demanding things from you, it's a control system.
Oh, yeah.
If it's something that sets you free and makes you, understand who and what you are, then that's how you rightly divide the word.
Gotcha. Thank you for that.
So I'm not a preacher or a pastor. I used it as a tool, but I no longer need it. I don't have to pick up the Bible. Sometimes I'll reflect and look in there just to see what's changed next. When the Bible's words started changing, it freaked me out a little bit, but this whole place is changing. And it's not changing for the bad, it's changing for the good. And as we're working together, we're expanding our family, we're all coming together in this. It is so beautiful. It's knocking down all the walls. Anything that tried to separate us with that divide and conquer, we're all coming together in unity. And it's beautiful. And that is what is going to win this, is when we're coming together hand in hand and saying, we're not going to take this anymore. We know who we are. And we don't need to look in a book for it, because it's in our hearts. It's in us. It's already in you. Seek from within, and you'll get the answers. I'm not going to tell somebody you need to get a Bible and read a Bible so you can figure out who you are, because many cultures know the truth and they're brought up in that. And that why would I go in there and try and shove a Bible down their throat when they've already got it? You see? I was just talking to my dad the other day. I said, to have such an ego, to think that I am the one that was born with the right God in a country that worships the right God, and everybody else is the wrong God. What? I sound crazy.
Yeah, I never understood that either.
I would sound crazy. But I'm open, but I use discernment. Always use discernment. And if you're going to ask me if there is a God, absolutely. I believe there is a God, and that has created all this wonderful, everything that's around us, and that we are able to partake, influence, and have say-so. He said, it's even in the Bible in the beginning, that we're to have dominion over the land, the animals, the sea, everything. He's given us dominion. Just somehow or some way a control matrix got put over us, and we ended up being subservient to the outside world rather than realizing who and what we are on the inside.
Yeah,
That's
it hurts
right,
my
LiAhRa.
heart how...
Can you see the chat,
It hurts.
Darla?
No, I wasn't looking at it, but I'll look at it. I was just going to say it hurts my heart the way they treat animals. I actually foster dogs, and I fostered, so far about 150 of them, and I choose good homes to get them adopted to. And I don't share a lot of what they do to them on Facebook because it's just so painful. But I hope that the animals start getting treated better. I'm going to look at the chat right now.
And the animals will be treated better, because when you have unconditional love, they will. So don't worry about it. Anything you worry about, it's kind of like, don't eat that chocolate bar. If you're told not to eat that chocolate bar, that's all you're going to want to do is eat that chocolate bar. So if you're worrying about it, you inadvertently manifest it. So if you just send it that loving energy and give it a hug and a kiss, then you're doing something good, productive, and you will actually see that as the things go on in the micro within yourself, you got to work on yourself first. It will start reflecting around you in the macro, all around you. And it's been an hour already. Oh my gosh, you guys. And wow. I'm going to end this with showing you guys one more time my parents, and then we'll sign out for the day. And then I'm going to get with LiAhRa, and we will set up the time. Darla, if you're wanting to get into the Facebook group, email me your Facebook information, and I will get you in there into my Gmail account here, okay? And
which Facebook group? I'd love to be a part of it. And I was really enjoying yours and LiAhRa's conversation.
Well, I thought you were when you said I want to join. I thought that's what you meant, was we have groups on there, and that's
yes,
how
I do want to join. I was in one of her groups. I didn't realize it had been shut down, so I'm not sure which group you're talking about. Is that the same group?
We're working on this group together. It's a newer group, but it's active. It's still active, but we're trying.
Okay,
it's a smaller group.
Could you send me a request?
Yeah, you need to send me your Facebook information, and then I will send you a friend request and put you in there.
All right. Do you have your own page on Facebook? Because I can find that too.
It's a secret.
Is it under Michelle's Opinions?
It's a secret group. It's a secret.
It's a secret group.
It's a secret lock
okay.
group. Yeah.
I'll just put my name in the chat.
You're welcome to come in.
It's Darla Manning. So.
If you're already in LiAhRa's, but she's got so many and she's infiltrated, so it's going to take them a long time to go through all of that. she could pull you. She can bring you in. That's not a problem. It's just a matter of finding you. But you're welcome in there because you know we know you. You're okay. You're okay.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure how to find your secret group, so I'm just trying to figure out how.
That's how we'll have to do it. Is you need to send me your information on Facebook. I'll find you, and I'll send you a friend request.
Where do I send it to, though, is what I guess I'm not understanding.
In my show more notes is my email address.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes, send it there. I keep all private information or anything that's disclosed in the Facebook private, and you know everybody respects each other's privacy in that manner, and yeah, and we share in there. We share what we know, and it's growing, and it's a nice group. It's a really nice group. But her and I are working on that together, so it's a together endeavor. So that one is still active while they're going through the other ones because of infiltration. So. And
it'll remain secret, so that way you have less of a risk of infiltration.
Right. Yes.
Excellent.
Yes. So we're going to talk about a few things to put in place. Now, members, once they're in there, are allowed to invite members. You can invite people to come into the secret group that you know that it would be a good fit for. We trust people to go through invites. It's the strange friend requests of people we don't know that are sending us friend requests is what's causing the problems. So we're going to, stick with the referral process. If I don't know you, I'm not adding you. So we're going to have to, just get that down so this room stays clean and we don't have those kind of problems in there. Okay.
Great, because I shared something once and ended up getting attacked in dream time, so I'm very careful about sharing certain things in groups now, so I'm happy to know that.
Yes, you'll be fine. You'll be safe in there. There's nobody in there that wants to do you any harm. Everybody in there wants to lift each other up. Just like
Love
here.
It. Well, I won't take up any more of your time. I know you got to get going. It's been going for a while, and I appreciate talking to you as always.
I appreciate talking to you. You're so lovely. I love you very much, and I will talk to you soon. And guys, I'm going to share the videos.
I love you very much.
I love you very, very, very much.
I'm glad your family is doing well.
Oh, thank you. And I am so grateful for everybody. I really am so grateful that everybody has sent their healing energy and did what they did, because it wouldn't have happened. It wouldn't have happened without everybody's help. Okay, I'm leaving. Oh, did I just hang up on you? Are you still there? Darla? I think I just hung up on her. Oh, shoot. That was not on purpose. I am sorry, Darla. Let me see what's going on. What I wanted to do was this. Take that down. And this. I hope you guys could hear those, because I turned a bunch of the volumes off. So let me know. And my things froze up, so my husband will let me know if you guys can't hear. You guys, thank you all very much, so much for coming. Thank you for all the healing energy. Look forward to LiAhRa. I think I'm going to make her first on the roll this week. And we'll get the interview with her. And then I think I've got Michelle Wolf, Armor Up, several others lined up. It's been a week and I'm tired. So I'll let you guys know as the interviews roll in. If you want to be interviewed, make sure you email me. The Patreon information is down below. If you're a content creator, let me know. I could send you an invitation through a referral program. That's awesome too. And there's like all different kinds of programs and stuff we can do with that. I love you guys all so very much. Have a wonderful night, and I will see you soon. Stick with me.
Thank you for coming by. I hope you enjoyed this episode. We're all on this journey together. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I love you all. See you real soon. Bye-bye.